Hi, my name is Manifestação, and we're going to teach you guys how to manifest. So for over the past few years, our manifesting class has been taught over and over and again by many people, because if you take the manifesting class, you are allowed to teach it. Some of the really valuable things have been lost, so we're going to go over with you some of the really amazing points that you need to know to manifest. So behold, here's your manifesting tape. And it simply begins by first learning how to manifest. When you use Thetahealing, you're going to learn to go up to the creator of all that is. And you're going to manifest. You can only manifest for yourself. You can't manifest for others. You can only manifest for what's in your life. If you want your son to get a job, then you have to manifest, you have to give him a job. You can't manifest for him a job. Because of free agency, this is how it works. So you can only manifest for yourself. Second of all, you need to know kind of what you're manifesting. So you need to know what you want and what you are going to do with it. A lot of times people can't manifest in their life because they don't know what they want. Now your brain is really smart. It can do a lot of things. So if all you want in your life is financial security, your brain thinks, well, I have my whole life to do this, so that's my mission, to take my whole life to do this one thing. So what you want to do is you want to give yourself many things to manifest at one time. A list of things to manifest so that you can actually get your brain to start checking off the list and manifesting in your life. So when you want to manifest for a soulmate, it's important that you know what you want in a soulmate. It's important that you know what species that you want or what gender that you want. When you manifest for a compatible soulmate, you want to make sure that you're manifesting for a compatible sexual soulmate, someone that is really there for you. If you're manifesting for someone to love you unconditionally, you're usually going to get a dog, because that's one of the very few things that can love people so unconditionally. You want to manifest for what you want to manifest. So you want to manifest for someone who's faithful to you. You want to manifest for a compatible soulmate that is monogamous, that is totally faithful to me. Someone that I can love and grow with and that loves me back. This is how you should manifest a soulmate in your life. Remember, every time that you manifest, you say, this is in my life now. Now we're going to walk you up through a lot of ways of manifesting during this tape, but it's very important that we clear out some major issues. Lots of people started doing Thetahealing, started downloading people, all these feelings about manifesting in their life and becoming rich, and they weren't working. They weren't working because they weren't clearing out the blocks that block people from manifesting. Your brain is very smart. Your subconscious is really quick and really fast to sort things out. So if you say you want something, your subconscious goes and sees what's going to happen if you get it. And if the outcome isn't good, you will block yourself from actually manifesting it. So we're going to give you several examples during the tape about different manifesting things that have been done over time. And hopefully this will really help you manifest. People say to me all the time that they want to be more psychic, but in reality, you use up so much energy in your mind with resentments. You resent people so much, it actually takes up space, valuable space that could be used to increase your psychic phenomenon. We're told that if we get rid of our resentments, that we will literally increase our psychic abilities to the point of moving things with our mind. That's how much time and energy resentments come up with. So one of the things that you need to actually practice on when you're doing any kind of manifesting is to sit down and clear your resentments. Find out why you resent this person and how it has helped them. One of the things that really block you in Thetahealing as far as receiving what you want is your resentment. Now resentment takes up an enormous amount of time in your brain, so what you need to do is just sort of sit down and really clear out some space for your brain to work, because it's going in all kinds of directions all the time. And one of the best ways to actually get results from healing is to clear up resentment. Or if you want results, especially in manifesting, you want to clear up your resentment. So you start with who you resent. I resent my father. Mr. Father here. All right, so why do you resent him? I resent him because he beat me all the time. Now understand, this is not my father, this is just an example. And he said I could never do anything correctly. I would never amount to anything. These are big reasons to resent your father. Now you could go and pull I resent my father and replace it with, I forgive my father, and that may even work a little bit, but not really, because your mind stacks beliefs like building blocks on top of each other. And this building block is actually stacked on this one and this one. What did he do to you that made you resent him? So these are really important things that you may want to change, but before you change them, you need to take it a step farther. So he beat you, okay, and he said you would never amount to anything. So you want to take it a step farther in the belief work and say, what did I learn from this? Okay, what good thing did I learn from this? Well, from your father beating you, you learned that you would never beat your own children. You would never do that to them. So that is something really important. That's a belief that your brain's really going to hold on to. So pulling this one won't work. You need to actually make sure you work on this belief first. And then this belief that says, I will never amount to anything. What did you learn from this? I learned to be completely independent, that I could do it myself. These are really important things that you learned from this experience. So this is one of the reasons your brain will keep, I resent my father. Not only does resenting him kind of protect you from his energy, but it gives you the key of these really important beliefs which you learned. So what you want to do is you want to go up and ask the Creator to download that you can love your children without hurting them or beating them, without having to be beaten yourself. And you want to teach your brain that you can be independent, but you also can be interdependent and let someone help you sometimes, that you can learn balance with this. Not codependencies and not completely independent, but that you can allow someone to come into your life and you can actually share something with them. And that way you keep this belief without being told you're no good or you'll never amount to being anything. So really you're changing these, but you're keeping these to an extent, but you're giving them a little bit more thought pattern behind them. And when you do this, then the resentment for the father just disappears. And it just fades away. So if you check the person to see if they resent their father, it's gone. Because when we come here to this planet, we have a responsibility to our children, when we have them, to teach them certain things. And how your spirit learns these things from your father is entirely up to you. And maybe your father wasn't the greatest father, but he still taught you independence. So in reality, you're saying, thank you, Father, for teaching me this, but I no longer need you to make my life miserable. And you kind of free him from that belief. So as his resentment disappears, you may want to follow up with an extra belief, which is, I know how to live without this person making my life miserable. So that you can drop that energy and still keep these good beliefs. Now, resentment work is, again, really important to find out why you resent them and what you learned from them. And if it's something good, you want to keep it without having to go through the bad. You've already gone through the lesson. You've already gone through the moment of trial, tribulation, and experience. Now what we want to do is harvest the beautiful things that have happened to you and get rid of the fact that you have to resent this person. This clears up the brain, clears up activity, and makes room for true manifestation. So think about it. Everything in your life matters. Everything that has happened matters. So if you can actually see what you're learning the whole time through everything in your life, you'll start to begin to piece together what you're learning here on this planet. Okay, another thing that really blocks people from actually having anything in their life is that they spend so much time wanting what everybody else has. So their neighbors has got a new boat, so that they need a new boat. Or coveting what somebody else has accomplished in their life, wishing that you had done that. Thinking that you are the one that deserves that it should be yours and not theirs. And this also wastes a lot of time in the brain. So coveting and working on what you want that everybody else has, changing that to being your own set of goals and what you really want is really important part about manifesting. Next is anger. It's really easy to be angry at the Creator for not giving you everything that you want. Blaming anyone else but yourself is not a good idea. We are sparks of God and we can create our own reality. We create our own reality every day of our life. We create it by saying things like, I can't have this, or I shouldn't have this, or I barely have enough to get by. These words are detrimental for your creation process. So watching and reminding yourself not to say these words is really important. But also releasing and getting rid of the anger that you have, that you haven't got to the point that you should be, that it's everyone else's fault but yours. Really just sit down, relook at your whole self, release the extra anger that you are giving to everyone else, because this is also a waste of time. Something that your subconscious does to protect you from manifesting what you want in your life. Notice I say the word protect, because your subconscious thinks that there's something that may come bad out of it. It will do its best to prevent this. No belief that you have does not serve a purpose. There aren't just negative beliefs that you have. There are not just negative beliefs that you have. You have these beliefs for a reason. Your brain and your mind and your whole being thinks that they're serving a purpose, that they're protecting you on some level. So releasing the anger is really important. It's a major block in manifesting. So get rid of the anger and let's move forward. One thing that prevents people, probably one of the biggest things that prevent people from manifesting, is the fact that they don't know what they want. So their subconscious just freely creates whatever it wants to entertain you. You see, you're here to learn from experience. If you don't direct what you want in your life, your subconscious will more than happily create something for you. So what you want to do is make a list. Write several things that you want in your life. Go up and use the Theta Healing to manifest. If you're manifesting and you hear something say, oh, I can't have it, then you know you have a block. Go up when you manifest and visualize it completely. Visualize that it's in your life now and that you have it and that it's real. Once you start making a list of what you want to the universe, it puts your powerful subconscious, your powerful soul together with a spark of energy to create whatever it is that you need in your life. So when you go up and you manifest, I want you to manifest as if you had all the money in the world you wanted. What would you do with it? What would you create with it? Go from there. Make sure you know what you want, and then watch things happen for you. One of the things that actually blocks people from manifesting is that they believe that their partner is against them. It's hard to manifest when your partner doesn't want you to have it. It's hard to manifest the perfect figure or the perfect body when your partner would rather you be a little heavy. And sometimes you're polite enough on a subconscious level to allow this. But you need to understand that the only one that really can block you is you. So if you believe your partner is blocking you, then maybe on a subconscious level, you've actually set up your partner to block you. I mean, on a subconscious level, if you're afraid of success, which more people are afraid of success than they are of failure, then maybe on a subconscious level, you've set your husband up to say you can't do this so that you don't have to try. So once we clear people's fear of success and actually really work on them, their partners usually all of a sudden want them to succeed. So using the excuse, your partner is against you, is a bad excuse. It's a waste of time. In some cases, can a partner really be against you? In some cases. But usually your partner loves you on many levels, and they're more than happy to keep you blocked if you're afraid of moving forward. One thing that really blocks people, and this is in the things that block you, is the poor me words. Oh, poor me, I don't have anything. Poor me, it always happens to me. All of these are special little sets in your brain to keep you from moving forward. So you're going to have to learn to avoid saying poor me, or it never happens for me, or it works for everyone else, but never for me. So you get to avoid this. This is a genetic excuse. It's been used by our ancestors for centuries. It might be already in your DNA, and you may have to practice not saying these words, but avoiding them can make a big difference in how you manifest. One of the things that keep you from actually achieving what you want is the fact that people overspend. And in many of my classes, I tell people I make out my checks so that the Creator knows how much I need, but I don't send them out. I don't overspend what I don't have. I only spend what I know I have. This keeps things on a certain balance. However, I have to explain something to you. I tell my subconscious how much I need, what I need, write out the checks many times for it, and wait to have the money before I send them. This way I'm telling the universe what my needs are. And need is not such a bad word. As long as you know what your needs and your wants are, you can manifest. So it's not wrong to need more than your rent, or to need more than what you have written down. You can write that down as one of your own needs. So overspending is a problem that sometimes people make in Theta Healing. What they make in Theta Healing is they think that now that they're healers, they should go out and buy everything that they can on credit so they look successful. In Theta Healing, we're training you to be successful. One of the things that we teach you to do in Theta Healing, and this is something that is definitely strictly us, We teach you how very stressful a budget can be to your subconscious mind. People set up budgets all the time, and what they do is they allow so much for each thing. Eventually the subconscious gets tired being put into a wall, and you go out and you overspend. You go out and you spend a bunch of money on something you don't need because you're just so tired of being told what you can have. Write down what it is that your needs are. Go up and manifest them. If you're a Theta healer, you're limitless on what you can make with appointments and with classes. You can manifest everything that you need in your life as long as you manifest them with a clear view that this is what I want, this is what I need. Now we're telling you that if you need money, you manifest the money. So this is how it works. You're clever, you're intelligent, you can actually do this. So really important that you don't spend it before you make it. Plan on what you need. Put out to the universe what you need, make what you need, pay the bills. Okay, one of the things that really block you from actually manifesting what you want in your life is believing that the government or people owe you something for nothing. We gave birth to an entire generation that lives on believing that the government or everyone that you work for owes you something for nothing. It's called the next generation syndrome. And what this is it believes that everyone owes you something, that the state owes you something, that everybody owes you. Really, in this world, you get what you earn. You get what you deserve. You earn what you get. And so you need to make sure that you program yourself that you're allowed to earn, and that you take yourself out of, I deserve them to pay me this pension or them to pay me this, and put in that I can earn more than this. I've actually seen people stop manifesting for what they want in their life simply because they thought if they manifested too many classes, they would lose their Social Security. In reality, if you're manifesting millions of dollars, you won't need your Social Security for right now. Do not limit yourself by these ways of thinking. Keep moving forward. One thing that we learn when we're small children is that we don't take something from another person. We don't take the toy from the other child. We're always told to give it back. A lot of our people are told to take something for nothing. So that means that if you're not paying your bills, then you're not playing the manifesting game right. If you owe taxes, pay your taxes. Manifest what you need to pay your taxes. You need to make sure that anyone that you owe money to is written down as somebody that you need to make sure is paid. This is really important, not taking something for nothing. Because on a subconscious level, your mind knows it's not right and will actually sabotage you. So if you owe a friend money and you don't pay them, then you're actually sabotaging yourself in some way. So pay your bills. Getting a download that you know what it feels like to have all of your bills paid off is very helpful in this way. Pay what you owe. Another belief that can block you is that you make more than you spend. If you make more, you spend more. Well, of course you're going to make more and spend more, and there's nothing wrong with this. I believe that the more I spend, the more I make. So I tell people that they need to get used to actually doing something for themselves. That if they go to the store, they should buy themselves a present. They should buy themselves a pack of gum. Even if you only have 30 extra cents, you should actually get in the habit of finding something for yourself for every once in a while for 30 cents. Every time you do something, you should give back to yourself. This causes a flow of money. This actually helps you move forward. You can change your programs. You can change it to, I can save money, I can make money. But always make sure that you are moving that money through, that you're not feeling like you're completely too tight or you won't be able to move the money. Money is just energy. It's just energy. Okay? The belief that money is the root of all evil. Ah, there's a good one. You believe that if you have too much money, you'll become evil. Well, here's one for you. Most people can become evil on their own. In fact, they don't need the influence of money. In fact, lack of money can make people become very evil. So abundance is energy. It's all energy. Money's energy. Teach yourself that you're just moving the energy and it will move for you. Don't give it more power than it's worth. It's just paper. Teach yourself that money is energy. Okay, one of the things that block you from your classes more than anything is the fact that your ego gets in the way. You're so busy telling people how good you are that maybe you should actually practice on being good. You're so angry when somebody else gets a class and you feel like they're taking people away from you. This is all a waste of time and all a waste of ego. One thing that actually really blocks you is demanding proof of the Creator. This is probably one of your biggest blocks that you could ever make in manifesting in Theta Healing. If God is real, then this is in my life now. If God is hearing me, then this and this and this must happen. You never give the energy of all that is an ultimatum. That's simply ridiculous. Since you're tapped into the energy of all that is and you can manifest whatever it is in your life, you're actually setting yourself up for failure so that you don't have to manifest. So quit blaming God and go up and say, this is in my life now. Find out what's blocking you using the belief work, change it, and watch what happens. Another thing that actually blocks you is complaining. Complaining all the time can really block you from manifesting. If you complain all the time, how are you ever going to manifest? So avoid complaining. Now, for your belief work. First thing you want to do when you want to manifest is you want to have these key first things. Write down on a piece of paper what it is that you want. Write down what you want in your life. Make sure the list has 5 to 20 different things. See it. Look at the list. Then go and create it. You're going to go up to the Creator. You're going to manifest it's in your life. And as you're manifesting it's in your life, you're going to see yourself there. You're going to see yourself there completely. And as you see yourself there completely, then you'll be able to see your blocks if there is any. Okay, that's the first part. Lesson number 1. So first of all, write down everything that you want. Then you're going to imagine going up to the Creator and creating it. I'm going to raise you up to the Creator and let you create what you want. Once we do this, you're going to ask yourself, what's the worst thing that's going to happen if I have this? And then we'll be able to find your blocks. Okay, so I've told you about all the negative things that you've done. So let's talk about the positive things that are working for you, shall we? So here's how you do it. First, you set your intention. You know what you want. You know what you want to do with it. As if you've had all the money in the world, what would you create with it? How would you create it? What would you do with it? If you're going to create a healing center, who works your healing center? Who pays the bills? How do people get along in your healing center? Are they getting along? Are you drawing to you the right people to work together, or are you just drawing people together to work with you? What kind of house do you have? What does it look like? Is it something you like? Is it comfortable? What kind of furniture do you have? What kind of soulmate do you have? Are they nice? Are they wonderful? What does it feel like to hold their hand? Do they make you feel good? Are they fighting with you all the time? Do they get along with you? Are you bored with people who are too easy? Do you want someone more complicated? What kind of energy do you want in your life? Think about it and set your intentions. Like I said before, write down the list. Great ideas. One of the things that actually helps you manifest is to have great ideas. This is something that you can be downloaded for. What it feels like to have great ideas. Use those ideas to work for you. Nothing like having great ideas to make you successful. Be clever. You need to be clever. Some of you need to know that being clever is almost better than being smart. Being clever and knowing how to put things and word things and look at things. If you have this working for you, you've got a great list working for you. If you want to be a successful teacher, how do you do that? Well, you do that by knowing your material. If you don't know your material, how can you teach? If you don't know how it works, how can it work for you? You need to practice with a few people before you really go out and teach. You need to practice what you know so you can really tell people what you know. One of the things that will really help you in achieving what you want is to be able to listen to others but still hold your space. That means if you've got a great idea, be careful who you share it with. People can dissolve and destroy your beliefs or your ideas in seconds. They can tear them apart where you don't want to do them anymore. Keep counsel with yourself. Keep your mind to yourself. Share them only with people that are able to work on achieving things for you. Don't share them with people that tear them down. Keep your company. Keep your company with the people that build you, not tear you apart. It is important for you when you manifest. The seventh plane of existence is the highest form of energy. You're touching the actual energy of creation. You're touching the energy before it becomes the energy of creation. With this, you can create anything. The more you practice, the better you are at it. So when you go up and manifest as if it's already there, if you already have it. And remember, We bring to us people in our life for certain reasons. A lot of us bring us people that say we can't. So working with all those around you, you need to be careful that you are not working with people that tell you you can't all the time, unless that stimulates you. Some of you are stimulated by people telling you you can't, telling you you'll fail, and then you have to prove them that you can go forward. Maybe you should look for this. Make sure that this isn't a flaw in your manifesting. Surround yourself with people that are actually supportive. Even if that's one person, surround yourself with that one person. Avoid surrounding yourself with people that cut you down all the time. One of the things that actually help you manifesting is to do this technique called remembering your future. Go up. Remember what decision you made and what the outcome is. Using the remembering the future exercise is very important to decide if you're being successful, if your seminars are coming together. But when you do this exercise, you need to do it many times to know that you're doing it right before you can actually trust it and count on it. Now, there's only a couple things that can really mess up your manifesting. And part of that is your own divine timing. Your own divine timing sometimes will screw up your own manifesting. Say you're supposed to start a healing center, but perhaps it wasn't supposed to be started until March, and it's January now. You've arrived trying to manifest it, trying everything that you can to manifest it, but you're like hitting your head against the wall. But all of a sudden in March, the door is open and everything is available to you. That is because it is part of your divine timing. And divine timing is just that. Divine timing is learning specific virtues, specific things in your lifetime that really help you. Divine timing is learning how to be kind, learning how to be loving, allowing yourself time to help others, being at a certain place in a certain time to motivate others. So perhaps your divine timing starts in March 2012, when in reality you're there January 2012, knowing what you want, but the doors just don't seem to be opening for you. So you go up, you say, Creator, what's going on here? The Creator says, your divine timing is this happens in March. Learn what you can, study what you know, allow the timing to be right for you. This is important to you when you all have so many really amazing divine timings. Maybe your divine timing is as a healer and you want to go and sell insurance and you're not doing very well at it. Maybe you should go up and make sure that you're really on your divine path. Because if you're on your divine path, doors open for you. When you decide to open your divine path, when you decide to actually fall forward and do what you're supposed to, when you let your divine path lead you, you better make sure that you have boundaries set on your time. Boundaries for yourself, your family, and others. Because if you're a healer and you want everyone that you touch to heal, then millions of people will be coming to you all the time and you will never have time for yourself. You need to make sure that you have those boundaries set first. One of the things that you have to do in Theta Healing to be actually really good at Theta Healing is to be honest. And that means honest with yourself and honest with others. And that's not so easy. You see, some of these virtues that we're talking about are actually high vibrational thoughts. They take your energy up to the creative energy of all that is, to the energy of creation. It is only these very integrous, virtuous thoughts that can do this. And so you have to realize that you need to be honest in your dealings with yourself and others in order to be a very successful Theta healer. When you do Theta Healing, you need to be accountable. Again, like I told you before, you need to be accountable for every bill that you have, realizing that every time you pay someone, something else happens. Every time someone gets paid for a bill, other people get paid for this bill. Your energy, your dollar makes things happen. You need to be accountable for your bills, accountable for what bills you've put together, and as you become accountable, people are accountable for paying you. It starts this huge cycle so that you actually get paid. It's really important that you hold in accountability. And you need to be generous. If you want to be successful at Theta Healing, you need to be able to give a tithe to someone who needs it, a scholarship to someone who needs it, without telling anyone who the scholarship is. You need to be able to give it to someone who appreciates it. If they don't appreciate it, then don't give it to them. Ask the Creator who to give a scholarship to. The more you give a little bit of your generosity, for 1/10 year students, you give one person a scholarship, you will always have full classes. This is an amazing secret. The other thing is your reputation. You know, your reputation is really important. Now, not everyone's going to have a great reputation. And Lord knows that there are people out there that spend all their time on the internet trying to destroy other people's reputation. But when it comes down to it, the people that you work with will tell other people about you, and your reputation will be established. You need to make sure that you do your best job on every person who comes to you. Now that is just for the Theta healers that want to become good teachers and good Theta healers. And I would suggest you do it in anything in your life. All right, so we had a long discussion. We showed you how to manifest. We showed you the secrets of manifesting. Now there's a few more secrets I'd like to share with you. These are secrets that have helped me manifest through my whole life. First of all, one of the major keys is that you are surrounded by energy. Everything that you touch and everything that you feel picks up energy imprints from you. Therefore, it picks up energy imprints from everyone who touches it. So when you go home at night, anyone who's been in your house or previously in your house or any visitor that you've ever had, they've left their imprints. So anything that you buy it with the people's imprints. And so everything around you has other people's imprints. You are totally being bombarded every day of your life by other people's thoughts and other people's imprints on everything that they touch around them. This constant feed of information is going into your subconscious all the time. And you are constantly battling other people's negative thoughts, other people's feelings of failure. It's sometimes very difficult to pick out which feelings are yours. And where do you rest? We suggest that you do these things, and it would really help you in your life manifest more money and other things in your life. First thing that we suggest is that you go home and you clear your house. That means that you go up and to the Creator and you command everything to completely clear. Then you go up and you command all the soul fragments back from the land to come back to the land that you're on. Then you go to everything that's in your house, everything, and download it with a new job to do. So everything in my house has a job to do. My couch has a job of feeling comfortable. My kitchen table has a job that everyone who eats from it feels full and relieved. I even download my husband's shoes that they're comfortable so that he can wear a comfortable pair of shoes. I download everything in my house. The floor, that it feels supportive and love. Every picture in my house, that it gives a feeling of comfort and love. Every crystal in my house has a download on top of its amazing crystal abilities that it can do, its amazing healing abilities it already has. I download it. I download one crystal geode as people come into my front door, that it cleanses everyone's negative energy out as they come into my house. Downloading your entire house with love, abundance, healing. I download my bed that I can rest and get plenty of sleep, but it also with playfulness, so it has imagination and playfulness downloaded right into the bed. The bathtub, that every time you keep a bath, you feel cleansed and pured and everything is set right in your life. With everything downloaded in your house, it's like feng shuiing your house, only super feng shuiing your house. Will actually feed you back energy and thought forms that will actually help you build. Remember, we are what we want to be. We create our own reality. If our own reality around us feeds us energy all the time, we can create wonderful things in our house and in our home. Download your office, download your cameras, download your computers, download everything that you have with the energy you want it. Going up to the Creator of all that is and commanding a download on everything. Make it specific towards every little detail in your house. Make sure that it's there so that you can actually feel this energy coming back. This is the energy that builds your dreams and builds what you want. So with your permission, do I have permission to teach you what the difference between divine timing and your imagination is? How to be clever, how to listen to others, how to accept abundance from the Creator that is in store for you, how to have accountability, set boundaries on your time, make time for your family and yourself, how to have generosity, how to be honest, how to be impeccable with your word, how to understand the power of intention, to know the difference between your thoughts and another's thoughts, to discipline yourself to achieve, to be close to God and still have money, to be thankful, see how abundant you already are, to live your life without blaming your mother or your father, to live your life with abundance as a second nature, and to know that there is always a solution, to have creative solutions and abundance in your future. And with your permission, I will download this film, and if you choose to accept this download, just say yes. One of the things that we do in our abundance class is we let people take a test that is handed out to them, that they can actually check what beliefs that they have. A lot of the beliefs that are on this test are genetic beliefs that are handed down, beliefs that you would never think of taking or doing before. We're going to show you a couple exercises to help you with your abundance issues. One thing that will really help you is to bless your money. Every time you spend it, command that it comes back 3 times as much. So you bless your money. The more I spend, the more I make. You download your money, that it will come back to you 3 times. One of the other things that I do that is really important, that always helps me with success, is I always leave a little bit of food on my plate so that my mind always knows that there's abundance in my world. And I know that there is no loss. And I respect leaving food for the spirits and the fairies just a little bit, so I know that there is no loss, that there is always plenty. The other thing is that I make out the bills before I spend it. I know what they are, they're made out, but I always make sure that I make the money before I spend it. And then you always need to go up to the 7th plane to manifest. Always go to the 7th plane. Okay, we've got you set. You know what you want to manifest. First of all, you pretend that you have all the money that you ever possibly wanted. An example is, manifesting is a different way of doing belief work. Instead of the belief work kind of going down like a level of blocks, you're going to be building the block up. So first of all, if you had all the money you ever wanted, what would you do with it? An example is this. This one gentleman said that if he had all the money he ever wanted, he would create a house. Not just any house, a tree house in Cairns, Australia. So he imagines creating a tree house. He closes his eyes. I tell him, okay, imagine that you have this, imagine that you're completely there. And he imagines it, he closes his eyes, his face lights up, and then it looks horrified. It looks horrified because the next thing that comes out of his mouth is, I can't have this. I said, you can't have this? He says, no, I can't have this. If I had this, my mother-in-law would move in. I said, your mother-in-law would move in? Would you like to know how to say no to your mother-in-law? He said, you don't know my wife. So I said, okay, would you like to build your mother-in-law an addition, maybe a separate tree house right next to yours? He said, okay. Again, closed his eyes, started to imagine what he wanted to manifest, and he didn't get any farther than just the tree house again, and he said, oh, I can't do this. I said, why not? He said, if I had this tree house and my mother-in-law had a tree house next to me, my brother-in-law would want to borrow money. Now here's this man living with his wife in a small apartment. Now his subconscious knows, the bigger it gets, the more people come with it. So he is unable to manifest himself out of this. So you can see his subconscious isn't trying to hurt him. His subconscious is trying to help him. So what does he need to do to be able to manifest this? So we downloaded into him that he can actually say no to his brother-in-law. Then he was able again to start to create what he wanted in reality. But he couldn't go beyond this until he had solved those problems. So when you're creating in your manifestation, you really imagine you have it. Then what will happen? What will happen? Another example of manifesting. Say this is the person, he's got all the money that he wants to in the world, and the first thing he wants to do is he wants to manifest a house. Well, the first thing he says is he wants to manifest 2 houses. So I make him close his eyes and imagine 2 houses. But of course, I ask important questions like, who's going to take care of the extra house? Then he changes his mind immediately and says, I don't want 2 houses, I only want 1. So now he has 1 house, and I say, where is it? And he says, it's on the ocean. I said, okay. What color, what does it look like? He says it has white carpet and white furniture. And I'm thinking now, it's by the ocean, there's a lot of sand there, we're going to have to put in some sand traps, and maybe a couple maids. I mean, if he's really going to keep it white. But of course, that's my imagination visualizing for him, so I make him visualize. I make him visualize the carpet, the couch, seeing himself sitting there, And I say, now, is there anyone sitting with you? And he says, yes, it's my soulmate. She's sitting with you. I said, close your eyes and imagine your soulmate. So he closes his eyes, but he doesn't imagine a soulmate. In fact, he doesn't see anyone there. And he says to me, there's no one there. And I said, why isn't there someone there? And he says, because everyone that I love leaves me, and everyone that loves me leaves me. I'm never good enough. I'm never what they want. Okay, so right there's a block. Now, when we set him down, we asked him the things that he wanted. The first thing he said, he wanted a house. But before we actually started the whole procedure, I said, what would you want? He said, I want a house, a soulmate, I want to travel around the world and teach. In that order. So he imagined the house, okay, but not the soulmate. And he says that every soulmate that loves him leaves him, or that he loves leaves them. So he's never good enough. I said, where did you learn that from? He said he learned that from his mother. That everything that he ever made for her, she would throw away in the garbage can, and she didn't want anything to do with it. Okay, so everything is never good enough, he's never good enough. And I asked him an important question like you do when we do something called resentment work, which is, what did you learn from this? And he said, I learned that it's safer to be alone than to let someone love me. Now, right then, you realize that almost every relationship he has, he's never good enough. So on some level, he pushes them away because it's easier for him and safer for him to be alone than to let someone love him. Now, how he learned it was that love hurts, and it's safer to be alone than to let someone love me. So as we change this and teach him that it's actually safe to have someone love him, that he has good discernment on who to love him, that he's allowed to be loved. We change these things when we do the belief work. And as we change these things, this changes. And suddenly he's allowed in his mind to see himself sitting next to someone who loves him on the couch. Now, as you can see, the subconscious is just trying to protect him, but it is definitely stopping the manifestation unless he knows it's safe. So that's very quickly to describe to you how you can block your own manifestation. So here's what you do. I want you to sit down, make a list of what you want. Really imagine having it. Then go up to the Creator and imagine it in your life now, saying, this is in my life now, walking through the actual meditation of the seventh plane. When you do that and you visualize yourself having it, really feel it. And then when you're finished, you need to sit with a partner or sit with someone and say, tell them, what's the worst thing that would happen if you had this? What's the worst thing that would happen around your family? How would your friends feel? How do people feel about you having this? And you will quickly find that you have many blocks on what other people think, what other people expect, and what will happen to you if you do have these things. These are your blocks. This is where you do your belief work. This is how you do it. All right, so remember, your subconscious needs more than one thing to manifest. It's a brilliant, brilliant machine. It's the fastest computer that ever was. And so you've got to give it actual things to do. Now, your soul and your spirit wants to experience, so it just wants to experience as much as it can. So why don't we focus your subconscious and bringing us the things we want to manifest? So you need to make a list, just like you do a grocery list. And most of you know how to use a grocery list. I mean, you check things off the grocery list as you go. So you make a lot of things that you want to manifest, an enormous amount of things you want to manifest. Make them short-term, make them long-term. Go up, do a manifesting, and then wait and see what happens. But when you manifest, visualize actually having it. 9 times out of 10, you're going to change your manifestation because it's not exactly what you want. Remember, if you want a healing center, you have to work with other healers, and maybe they're not so easy to get along with. Maybe you should manifest that you're working with easy healers. Be specific about what you want, or your subconscious will bring to you just exactly what you asked for. So you want people who get along, someone to do the books, the best accountant possible. Maybe you want a place where people can be. Maybe you don't want to share with your place with people, but you need to kind of visualize this and think about this. Okay, so everyone take a deep breath in. Okay, now in just a moment I'm going to take you up and touch the energy of the divine.
I want you to imagine energy coming up through the bottoms of your feet, moving up to the top of your head, making a beautiful ball of light. And I want you to pretend that you're in this ball of light. That you move up faster than the speed of light, faster than you can possibly imagine, or that you just fold the universe in half, but you're through the entire universe. And now you're into different layers of light. Now I want you to imagine that you are going through a beautiful golden light. And now I want you to imagine you're going through something thick like jelly or jello, and into a tingly white light. Realizing that you've done this very quickly because your mind moves so quickly, I want you to imagine that you're in this tingly, sparkly white light that sparkles like snow. This is the energy of creation. This is the energy that actually makes up the particles of protons before they're particles. This is the energy of pure, knowing love. And I want you to make the command, creator of all that is, Thetahealing, all that is. This is in my life now, in the highest and best, and in the right now. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Now I want you to imagine exactly what it is that you wanted in your life. I want you to see it, be there, feel it. Is this really what you want? Do you want to add more to it? When you're finished, take a deep breath in. Go back to that tingly white light, knowing that you are connected to everything that is in this light. It's perfect love. You're completely safe with the realization that you are part of all that is. And then open your eyes. There is no need to ground because you're already connected to the perfect energy of all that is.